Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki is a transformative work that has left an indelible mark on countless individuals seeking financial empowerment and success. From the very first pages of the book, Kiyosaki introduces us to two pivotal figures in his life: his biological father, referred to as Poor Dad, and the father of his best friend, known as Rich Dad. This juxtaposition immediately captures the essence of the financial wisdom that will unfold. Poor Dad represents the traditional, mainstream approach to finances. He embodies the conventional beliefs instilled in us by society and the educational system. The idea that financial success is primarily achieved by obtaining a stable job, saving money, and avoiding risks. This is a path many are familiar with, yet it often leads to a lifetime of financial struggles. On the other hand, Rich Dad, the contrasting figure in Kiyosaki's life, represents an unconventional and enlightened perspective on wealth. Rich Dad's wisdom is not about earning more money for the sake of it. It's about understanding the fundamental principles of money management, investing wisely, and building assets that generate passive income. Rich Dad's teachings challenge the status quo, urging readers to break free from the limiting beliefs that have held them back. The central lesson presented in the introduction is this: financial success is not solely determined by the amount of money you earn, but rather by how you manage, invest, and grow the money you have. It's a paradigm shift that can alter the trajectory of one's financial future. As we embark on this journey through Rich Dad, Poor Dad, keep in mind that the book is not just about acquiring wealth. It's about achieving financial freedom and security. It's about equipping oneself with the knowledge and mindset needed to navigate the complex world of finance effectively. In the chapters that follow, we will delve deeper into the contrasting philosophies of Poor Dad and Rich Dad, exploring the importance of financial education, the power of entrepreneurship, the significance of mindset, and the strategies for breaking free from the rat race. We will also learn how to build wealth by acquiring income-generating assets and embracing a new way of thinking about money. Rich Dad, Poor Dad has the potential to reshape your perspective on wealth and guide you toward a path of financial independence. Rethinking Wealth, a deep dive into Chapter 1 of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. The opening chapter of Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, the author introduces us to the two most influential figures in his life: his biological father, referred to as Poor Dad, and the father of his best friend, known as Rich Dad. This chapter sets the stage for a profound exploration of financial philosophies and lays the foundation for the transformative journey that follows. Poor Dad embodies the conventional approach to money and success that many of us have been exposed to. He represents the traditional belief that the path to financial security involves acquiring a good education, securing a stable job, saving money, and living below one's means. This is a path well traveled, but as Kiyosaki illustrates through his own family, it often leads to financial struggle and a cycle of perpetual work. In stark contrast, Rich Dad symbolizes a different perspective on wealth and financial independence. He challenges the status quo by emphasizing that financial success is not solely determined by the amount of money one earns. Instead, it is rooted in how one manages, invests, and grows the money they have. The key takeaway from this chapter is that your financial future is not predetermined by your circumstances or the income you earn. Instead, it is shaped by your financial education and your ability to make informed financial decisions. In essence, financial success is a matter of choice and knowledge, not luck. One of the most significant lessons from Rich Dad is that assets and liabilities play a critical role in wealth building. Poor Dad tends to view a house as an asset, while Rich Dad differentiates between assets and liabilities. He asserts that a house can be a liability if it consumes money through mortgage payments and maintenance costs, but it can be an asset if it generates income through rent or appreciation. This concept challenges our traditional notions of what constitutes an asset and highlights the importance of financial literacy. Kiyosaki encourages readers to become financially educated by learning about assets, liabilities, income, expenses, and investing. Moreover, this chapter introduces us to the idea of working for money versus making money work for you. Poor Dad believes in the former, while Rich Dad advocates the latter. Making money work for you involves investing in income-generating assets, such as real estate, stocks, or businesses, which can ultimately provide financial security and freedom. In conclusion, Chapter 1 of Rich Dad, Poor Dad lays the groundwork for a paradigm shift in how we think about wealth and financial success. It challenges us to question conventional beliefs and to recognize the role of financial education in achieving financial independence. The choice to embrace Rich Dad's financial philosophy opens doors to a world of possibilities and the potential to secure a prosperous future. Beyond the classroom. Unraveling Chapter 2 of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. In the second chapter of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki takes us on a journey beyond the traditional classroom setting, emphasizing the critical importance of financial education in achieving true financial independence and success. Kiyosaki begins by underscoring a common misconception in our society: the belief that formal education, primarily focusing on academic subjects, is sufficient to prepare individuals for financial success. He refers to this as traditional education, or what Poor Dad believed in, a belief that often leads individuals down the path of working for a paycheck, struggling with finances, and perpetually living paycheck to paycheck. On the other hand, Rich Dad advocates for a different kind of education, an education focused on money, investing, and financial literacy. He introduces Kiyosaki to the concept that becomes a central pillar of the book: the importance of understanding the difference between assets and liabilities and how they impact one's financial well-being. Rich Dad encourages learning about assets, which are things that put money in your pocket, such as real estate investments or stocks that pay dividends. Conversely, liabilities are things that take money out of your pocket, such as mortgages, loans, or credit card debt. Understanding this fundamental distinction becomes a cornerstone for making informed financial decisions. The book highlights the idea that schools generally do not teach financial literacy. Instead, they prepare students to become employees or self-employed individuals who work for money. Rich Dad argues that this lack of financial education perpetuates the cycle of financial struggle for many people. Kiyosaki's personal experience with Rich Dad teaches him that financial education extends far beyond the classroom. It involves learning how to read financial statements, assessing investments, and understanding how money flows. This practical education empowers individuals to take control of their financial future. One of the key takeaways from this chapter is that financial education is a lifelong pursuit. It's not limited to formal schooling, but involves continuous self-learning and a commitment to acquiring knowledge about money management, investing, and wealth-building strategies. As we reflect on Chapter 2 of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, we come to understand that financial education is not a luxury. It's a necessity. It's the bridge that can lead us from a life of financial uncertainty to one of financial security and freedom. The chapter encourages us to question the traditional narrative surrounding education and to recognize that our financial destiny is ultimately in our own hands. Embracing financial freedom. A journey through Chapter 3 of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. In the third chapter of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki introduces us to a pivotal concept that can radically change our approach to finances and wealth: the notion that the rich don't work for money. Kiyosaki's Rich Dad imparts this fundamental lesson to the author early on, and it becomes a guiding principle throughout the book. At its core, this concept challenges the conventional belief that financial success is primarily achieved through a stable job or a high income. The chapter begins with the idea that many individuals work tirelessly, trading their time for a paycheck, and often find themselves trapped in the rat race. The rat race is a cycle where individuals work to cover their expenses, but their expenses keep increasing, requiring them to work even harder to make ends meet. It's a cycle of financial dependency on earned income. Rich Dad introduces an alternative perspective: the importance of making money work for you. He emphasizes the value of investments and income-generating assets that have the potential to produce cash flow and passive income. One key lesson from this chapter is the idea of building a portfolio of income-generating assets. These assets can include real estate properties that generate rental income, stocks that pay dividends, or businesses that produce profits. Instead of relying solely on a paycheck, these assets become additional streams of income, offering financial stability and freedom. Kiyosaki illustrates the difference between Poor Dad and Rich Dad by showing how each approaches financial challenges. Poor Dad might advocate for finding a higher-paying job or working overtime to increase income. In contrast, Rich Dad would encourage finding ways to acquire income-generating assets that can supplement or replace earned income. The concept of working to acquire assets rather than working for money is a powerful paradigm shift. It encourages us to think strategically about how we allocate our time, resources, and energy. Instead of focusing solely on immediate financial needs, we begin to think long-term, aiming to build a portfolio of assets that will sustain us in the future. This chapter's central message is that financial freedom is attainable by shifting our focus from earning a paycheck to creating a system where money works for us. It's about becoming an investor, an entrepreneur, and a steward of our financial future. As we reflect on Chapter 3 of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, we come to appreciate the transformative power of this concept. It challenges the traditional model of financial success and empowers us to take control of our financial destiny. The journey to financial freedom begins with the decision to make money work for us, not the other way around. Chapter 4: The Power of Entrepreneurship. In Chapter 4 of Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad, we delve into the transformative concept of entrepreneurship, a cornerstone of financial success. This chapter explores the profound impact entrepreneurship has on one's financial journey, highlighting its role in achieving true financial independence. Kiyosaki begins by distinguishing between two fundamental paths individuals can choose when it comes to their careers and finances. On one hand, there's the conventional path of being an employee, epitomized by Poor Dad's belief system. Employees work for others, receive a fixed paycheck, and often trade their time and labor for money. While this path offers security, it frequently imposes limitations on one's financial potential. On the other hand, there's the path of entrepreneurship, championed by Rich Dad. Entrepreneurs create and manage businesses, investments, or income-generating assets. They take calculated risks, embrace innovation, and have the potential to earn unlimited income. Entrepreneurship offers the freedom to chart one's financial destiny. At the core of this chapter is the idea that genuine financial freedom is achieved by becoming an entrepreneur. Rich Dad imparts the wisdom that entrepreneurship isn't confined to starting a large corporation. It can commence on a smaller scale, such as owning rental properties, investing in stocks, or operating a small business. The chapter underscores the significance of cultivating an entrepreneurial mindset. This mindset encompasses qualities like creativity, problem-solving, and a willingness to take calculated risks. Entrepreneurs don't shy away from failure. They view it as a valuable learning experience on the path to success. Kiyosaki emphasizes that becoming an entrepreneur is a choice, one that necessitates stepping outside one's comfort zone. It involves thinking differently about money, work, and risk. The author himself embarks on his journey towards entrepreneurship, taking the lessons imparted by Rich Dad to heart. Another pivotal takeaway from this chapter is the concept that entrepreneurs have control over their financial destinies. They possess the ability to create income-generating assets that yield cash flow and passive income, reducing their dependence on earned income. Moreover, the chapter delves into the idea that entrepreneurs are masters of their financial futures. They craft a financial strategy based on their goals and aspirations. The security of financial independence often eludes those who solely rely on earned income, as they are subject to external circumstances and employer decisions. In conclusion, Chapter 4 of Rich Dad, Poor Dad underscores the profound impact of entrepreneurship on achieving financial independence. It challenges traditional beliefs about work and money and invites readers to consider the path of entrepreneurship as a means to financial freedom. This chapter serves as a catalyst for transforming one's perspective on career choices and financial possibilities. It reminds us that we have the power to shape our financial future by embracing the entrepreneurial spirit, thinking creatively, and taking strategic risks. Chapter 5: The Importance of Mindset. In Chapter 5 of Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad, we embark on a journey that transcends financial knowledge. This chapter delves into the profound significance of mindset, emphasizing how our beliefs and attitudes play a pivotal role in shaping our financial success. Kiyosaki begins by introducing us to the concept that our mindset largely determines our financial outcomes. He draws a distinction between two contrasting mindsets, one rooted in fear and limiting beliefs, and the other grounded in abundance and an unwavering belief in possibilities. These mindsets, as he illustrates through Poor Dad and Rich Dad, are the driving forces behind our financial choices and actions. Rich Dad exemplifies an abundance mindset. He encourages Kiyosaki to confront fear and self-doubt, viewing failures as stepping stones toward success. This mindset is characterized by resilience, creativity, and a refusal to accept limitations. On the contrary, Poor Dad represents a scarcity mindset. He operates from a place of fear and caution, adhering to conventional wisdom and avoiding risks at all costs. This mindset often leads to missed opportunities and a sense of being trapped in a cycle of financial insecurity. The central message of this chapter is that our financial destiny is profoundly influenced by our mindset. If we harbor limiting beliefs or fear-taking risks, we are likely to follow a safe yet unfulfilling path. However, if we cultivate an abundance mindset, we open ourselves to a world of possibilities and the potential for great financial success. Kiyosaki illustrates this concept with his personal experiences. He recalls moments of fear and self-doubt as he transitioned from the safety of a traditional job to the uncertainty of entrepreneurship. Yet, it was his determination to embrace an abundance mindset that allowed him to persevere and ultimately achieve financial independence. One key takeaway from this chapter is that mindset can be changed and developed. It's not a fixed trait, but rather a skill that can be honed through practice and self-awareness. Kiyosaki encourages readers to challenge their limiting beliefs, confront their fears, and actively cultivate an abundance mindset. Moreover, the chapter emphasizes the importance of financial education in shaping our mindset. By learning about money, investing, and financial strategies, we equip ourselves with the knowledge and confidence needed to make informed financial decisions. In conclusion, Chapter 5 of Rich Dad, Poor Dad underscores the transformative power of mindset in achieving financial success. It challenges us to examine our beliefs and attitudes toward money and to choose the path of abundance and possibility. This chapter serves as a reminder that financial success isn't solely about acquiring wealth. It's also about developing the mindset necessary to sustain and grow that wealth. Chapter 6. Work to Learn, Don't Work for Money. Chapter 6 of Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad unveils a crucial principle for financial success: the concept that we should work to learn rather than merely work for money. This chapter delves into the transformative power of continuous learning and skill acquisition on the path to financial independence. Kiyosaki begins by emphasizing that formal education, while important, often falls short when it comes to preparing individuals for financial success. Traditional education tends to focus on academic knowledge and job skills, but it often neglects financial literacy and real-world money management. Rich Dad introduces Kiyosaki to the idea that to thrive financially, one must adopt a different mindset, one that values learning and personal development as a means to wealth. Instead of working solely for a paycheck, individuals should work to acquire valuable skills and knowledge. One key lesson from this chapter is that financial success isn't just about the money you earn. It's about the skills you acquire and the knowledge you accumulate. Rich Dad encourages Kiyosaki to prioritize learning in the early stages of his career, even if it means taking on jobs that pay less but offer valuable experience. This approach challenges the conventional belief that financial success is solely determined by a high salary. Instead, it shifts the focus to the value of skills and knowledge that can lead to better opportunities and higher earning potential in the long run. Kiyosaki illustrates this concept with his personal journey. He recounts how he took on jobs that might not have paid well, but provided opportunities to learn essential skills, such as entrepreneurship and real estate investment. Over time, these skills became valuable assets that allowed him to generate income and achieve financial independence. Moreover, this chapter highlights the importance of taking calculated risks in pursuit of learning opportunities. It encourages readers to step outside their comfort zones, embrace challenges, and view setbacks as opportunities for growth. This mindset is closely tied to entrepreneurship and aligns with Rich Dad's philosophy of learning through experience. In conclusion, Chapter 6 of Rich Dad, Poor Dad underscores the transformative power of a learning mindset. It challenges the traditional belief that financial success is solely tied to a high-paying job and encourages us to prioritize learning, skill acquisition, and personal development. This chapter serves as a reminder that our greatest asset is not the money we have, but the knowledge and skills we possess. Chapter 7: Overcoming Obstacles. Chapter 7 of Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad delves into the common financial obstacles and misconceptions that can hinder one's path to financial success. It's a chapter dedicated to identifying and overcoming these challenges to pave the way for wealth building. Kiyosaki begins by emphasizing that fear and self-doubt are among the primary obstacles that people face on their financial journey. These fears often stem from a lack of financial education and the conventional belief that financial security is achieved through a steady job and avoiding risks. Rich Dad advocates confronting these fears head-on and viewing them as opportunities for growth. He encourages Kiyosaki to expand his financial education and take calculated risks rather than avoiding them. This perspective shift is a recurring theme throughout the book and is crucial for breaking free from financial limitations. One of the central lessons from this chapter is that financial education is the key to overcoming these obstacles. Kiyosaki highlights the importance of understanding financial statements, investment strategies, and the difference between assets and liabilities. This knowledge empowers individuals to make informed financial decisions and build wealth. Moreover, Kiyosaki addresses the misconception that one needs a large sum of money to start building wealth. Rich Dad teaches him that even small amounts of money can be used wisely to acquire income-generating assets. This principle challenges the notion that wealth building is reserved for the wealthy and illustrates that anyone can take steps toward financial independence. The chapter also emphasizes the significance of taking control of one's financial future. It encourages readers to shift from a mindset of dependence on employers or the government to a mindset of self-reliance. This mindset shift involves taking ownership of one's financial education and decisions, regardless of external circumstances. Furthermore, Kiyosaki highlights the trap of consumer debt, cautioning against excessive borrowing for non-appreciating assets like cars and consumer goods. This aligns with Rich Dad's teachings about the importance of managing debt wisely and differentiating between good debt, used for investments, and bad debt, used for consumption. In conclusion, Chapter 7 of Rich Dad, Poor Dad sheds light on the common financial obstacles and misconceptions that can hinder financial success. It underscores the importance of confronting fear, expanding financial knowledge, and taking control of one's financial future. This chapter serves as a guide for overcoming the hurdles that often prevent individuals from achieving their financial goals. Chapter 8: Achieving Wealth. In Chapter 8 of Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the author delves into the concrete steps and principles necessary for achieving wealth. This chapter serves as a practical guide to transforming financial knowledge into tangible results. Kiyosaki starts by reiterating the importance of financial education as the foundation for building wealth. He emphasizes that true wealth is not measured by the amount of money one earns, but by the amount of money one keeps, and more importantly, how that money is invested. One of the central ideas in this chapter is the principle of paying yourself first. Rich Dad teaches Kiyosaki the importance of setting aside a portion of your income for investment before paying any expenses. This proactive approach ensures that you prioritize your financial future over immediate consumption. The concept of assets and liabilities introduced earlier in the book is revisited in this chapter. Kiyosaki underscores that acquiring income-generating assets, such as rental properties, dividend-paying stocks, or a business, is the key to building wealth. These assets provide cash flow that can be reinvested, further accelerating wealth accumulation. Kiyosaki challenges the traditional belief of working hard for a paycheck and then striving to live within one's means. Instead, he advocates the importance of expanding one's means by continually acquiring assets that generate income. This shift in mindset and strategy can significantly impact one's financial trajectory. Moreover, the chapter highlights the value of financial advisors and mentors. Kiyosaki acknowledges that he sought guidance from experts in various fields, such as real estate and investing. Learning from those who have achieved success can accelerate one's own financial growth and help avoid common pitfalls. Kiyosaki also touches upon the idea of entrepreneurship as a means to create wealth. He encourages readers to explore entrepreneurial ventures that align with their interests and skills, emphasizing that entrepreneurship offers the potential for significant financial rewards. Another key principle discussed is the importance of being a responsible investor. Kiyosaki advises against blindly handing over one's financial future to others, such as financial advisors or fund managers. Instead, he recommends taking an active role in understanding investments, reading financial statements, and making informed decisions. In conclusion, Chapter 8 of Rich Dad, Poor Dad provides a comprehensive roadmap for achieving wealth. It emphasizes the role of financial education, paying oneself first, acquiring income-generating assets, and seeking guidance from mentors and experts. This chapter serves as a practical guide for translating financial knowledge into action, empowering readers to take control of their financial futures and work toward financial independence. Chapter 9. The History of Taxes and the Power of Corporations. Chapter 9 of Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad delves into the intricate world of taxes, their historical context, and the potential for wealth building through the effective use of corporations. This chapter serves as a valuable lesson on how understanding tax strategies can significantly impact one's financial success. Kiyosaki begins by highlighting the historical context of taxes and how they have evolved over time. He explains that the tax laws have often favored business owners and investors over employees, providing incentives for those who understand and leverage the tax code. One of the central themes of this chapter is the concept that the rich often pay less in taxes than the average employee. This isn't due to illegal tactics, but rather a result of taking advantage of legitimate tax deductions and incentives provided by governments to stimulate business growth and investment. Kiyosaki introduces the idea that the tax code can be a tool for wealth building. By understanding and strategically using tax deductions and credits, individuals and business owners can reduce their tax liabilities, allowing them to retain more of their income for investment and wealth creation. The chapter underscores the power of corporations in achieving tax efficiency. Kiyosaki explains that corporations offer unique tax advantages, such as the ability to deduct business expenses, which can significantly lower taxable income. He highlights the difference between being an employee and being a business owner or investor in terms of tax benefits. Moreover, Kiyosaki emphasizes the importance of acquiring financial education in the realm of taxes. Understanding the tax code and its implications allows individuals to make informed financial decisions and take advantage of tax-saving opportunities. One key takeaway from this chapter is that financial literacy extends to understanding tax strategies. By learning how taxes work and how to legally minimize tax obligations, individuals can retain more of their income and channel it into income-generating assets, ultimately accelerating their path to financial independence. In conclusion, Chapter 9 of Rich Dad, Poor Dad provides a comprehensive overview of the historical context of taxes and the potential for wealth building through the effective use of corporations. It underscores the importance of tax education and strategic tax planning as essential components of financial literacy. This chapter serves as a reminder that financial success isn't solely about earning money, but also about managing and protecting that income through effective financial strategies. Chapter 10. Protecting Your Wealth. Chapter 10 of Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad delves into the critical aspect of wealth protection. In this chapter, Kiyosaki imparts valuable lessons on safeguarding the wealth one has worked hard to accumulate and ensuring its longevity. Kiyosaki starts by emphasizing that accumulating wealth is only part of the financial journey. Equally important is protecting that wealth from potential risks and threats. He likens this to building a sturdy house. A solid foundation, wealth accumulation, must be complemented by strong walls and a secure roof, wealth protection. One of the central ideas in this chapter is the importance of obtaining the right insurance coverage. Kiyosaki highlights that insurance acts as a financial safety net, protecting individuals and their assets from unforeseen events, such as accidents, illnesses, or disasters. He emphasizes the need to strike a balance between adequate coverage and over-insuring. Moreover, Kiyosaki introduces the concept of asset protection. He advises readers to consider legal structures, such as trusts and limited liability companies, LLCs, to shield their assets from potential legal liabilities. This proactive approach helps safeguard wealth from lawsuits or other financial risks. Another key aspect of wealth protection discussed in this chapter is estate planning. Kiyosaki stresses the importance of having a clear plan for the distribution of assets upon one's passing. Estate planning ensures that wealth is passed on efficiently to heirs and beneficiaries, minimizing potential estate taxes and legal complications. Additionally, Kiyosaki addresses the significance of a will and a living will, or advanced healthcare directive, as crucial documents in estate planning. These legal documents allow individuals to specify their wishes regarding the distribution of assets and medical decisions in case of incapacity. One key takeaway from this chapter is that wealth protection is an integral part of financial success. It involves proactive steps to mitigate risks and ensure that one's hard-earned wealth is preserved for future generations. By understanding the importance of insurance, legal structures, and estate planning, individuals can protect their financial legacies. In conclusion, Chapter 10 of Rich Dad, Poor Dad provides a comprehensive overview of wealth protection strategies. It emphasizes the need for insurance, asset protection, and estate planning as essential components of financial security. This chapter serves as a reminder that building wealth isn't just about accumulating assets, it's also about safeguarding those assets from potential threats and ensuring their longevity. As we conclude our journey through the pages of Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, we find ourselves enriched with a wealth of financial wisdom and life-changing insights. This groundbreaking book has not only challenged traditional beliefs about money, but also provided a roadmap to financial independence and success. Throughout the book, Kiyosaki masterfully contrasts the financial philosophies of his poor dad, representing conventional wisdom, and his rich dad, embodying innovative and unconventional strategies. This dichotomy serves as a powerful lens through which readers can reevaluate their own financial beliefs and choices. One of the central messages of Rich Dad, Poor Dad is the importance of financial education. Kiyosaki underscores that true financial literacy goes beyond academic knowledge and traditional schooling. It involves understanding concepts like assets and liabilities, income-generating assets, and tax strategies. The book encourages readers to adopt an abundance mindset, viewing setbacks as opportunities, and embracing the principles of entrepreneurship. It challenges the notion that job security and a stable paycheck are the only paths to financial success, urging us to think creatively and strategically about wealth building. Moreover, Kiyosaki emphasizes that building wealth is a lifelong journey. It requires continuous learning, smart investment decisions, and prudent wealth protection. The importance of understanding taxes, utilizing legal structures for asset protection, and engaging in estate planning is highlighted as essential steps on this journey. As we reflect on the wealth of knowledge presented in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it becomes evident that financial success is not an elusive dream, but an achievable reality. It's about making informed choices, taking calculated risks, and embracing the power of financial education. In conclusion, Rich Dad, Poor Dad is more than just a book. It's a guide to financial transformation. It empowers individuals to break free from financial limitations, take control of their financial futures, and work towards lasting wealth and financial independence. The principles and lessons from Rich Dad, Poor Dad serve as a foundation for building a life of financial abundance, security, and freedom. As we close this chapter of our exploration, we are reminded that the journey to financial success begins with a single step: a commitment to learning and the belief that wealth is within our reach. Let the wisdom of Rich Dad guide you on your financial journey, and may you achieve the prosperity and fulfillment you deserve.